Get started now. Let me just share my screen. Okay, cool. So let's get started with today's lesson. Um, so first, today's lesson is about strings and string manipulation. So first of all, just a quick review on what are strings. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. So today's lesson is on strings and string manipulation. So just as a little quick review, what are strings? So we already went over this. So basically, strings in Python are sequences of characters and enclosed quotes. They're like words, basically. That's all they are. So, like, for example, this string S is hello. We'll be using this as an example throughout, like the examples that have been used in this lesson. So, just, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, instead of thinking of a string as words, as we've done before, thinking of it as almost just like a list or a list of characters is going to be a good way of thinking about it for today's lesson. We'll get into that in a minute, but first of all, let's get right into string manipulation. So we're going to start off with accessing characters. So in Python, specific characters in a string can be accessed in the same way you will access items in a list. So remember the first item is always stated as 0. So if we look at this, S being hello, and then if we print S0, it'll just print H. Because remember, this would be the 0 item, this would be the first item, this would be the item number 2, item number 3, and item number 4. This is item number 0. So item number 0, you would say S in square brackets 0 to print out H. So it's pretty simple. It's exactly like lists if you remember the last lesson that I did. So continuing that, we'll try a practice problem like this. I want you to make a string, like a string variable called name, and just make the value of that string your name, and then print out the first and last characters of your name using this method, the way I showed here. I'll give you a few minutes to do that, and then we will continue on.
Can you do 3 number slide? It's done.
Alrighty, we will continue on now. I will just give the answer to this. Yeah, by the way, today's lesson is gonna be filled with a lot of practice problems because the thing with string manipulation is that there's so many different ways and so many different like methods and so many different functions you can use for this that there's going to be a lot of practice. So today's lesson is going to be a lot of practice problems. Anyways, so the answer for this is going to be so first of all, I have my name here, Arin. And to print the first character, I do print name and then index 0, because remember it starts at 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. So then to print the last character, which we counted up was 3, I just do print name 3. And that prints A for the first one and N for the last one. Always remember, like I said when I did the list lesson, if there's absolutely one thing I need you to remember as a general rule of coding, not just for Python, but for really any language out there, is that it always starts at 0. If you don't know this, you're not going to do well. Just absolutely remember that, please. Anyways, continuing on to the next method of string manipulation, we have slicing. So, what is slicing? Slicing is basically how one can access a specific set of characters in a string. So, for example, if you look here with the string hello, right here he starts off with accessing item 1, which, as you know, since it starts at 0, item 1 is the second item, and then it goes up to this upper limit 4. But this upper barrier is not included in the range, so that means it's going to go up to 4 but not include the fourth numbered item. So remember, the 0th numbered item is actually the first item. So really, when it says 1 here, we're starting the second item, then the third item for index 2, the fourth item index 3, then we don't include the fifth item for index 4. So we're getting item 2, 3, 4, index 1, 2, 3, which in the word hello would be ELL. Because remember, this would be index 0, we got index 1, index 2, index 3. But index 4, not included. So that's how this works with slicing. I'm going to give you guys a practice problem for that again. Write down your favorite fruit as a string, and then print out like characters 2 to 5. Not list items 2 to 5, but characters 2 to 5. So character 2 is actually item 1. So you remember that. So print out the 2 to 5th characters. If your string does not have enough characters, like if the fruit just is not long enough, just write from the second to the last characters. So yeah, that's what I want you to try. I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that, and then we'll share the answer with you.
Can you go on 6 number slide? Excuse me. Hi. I have a doubt.
Sorry. What was your question?
First, we have to write print and then we have to write our favorite fruit, yeah?
Sorry. Yeah, that I should have specified. For this, I just want you to like make a variable, like a string variable, and make that variable your favorite fruit. So, like for example, I would say fruit equals apple or something like that. Or fruit equals banana. Like that's what I want you to do. Make a variable and have that as your variable value. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll give you guys another like 3 more minutes to try this out, and then I will show the answer.
Can you do 6 number slide? It's done.
Awesome. So with that, I will share the answer. Unless anyone wants more time to solve it. If you want any more time to solve this, just speak up now. But if not, I will share the answer. Sorry?
I'm done.
Okay. All right,
I'm
then.
also done.
Sorry? You're also done? Okay, cool. So with that, then I will share the answer. So for me, I said my favorite fruit was banana. Very simple to print the second to the fifth character or to the end if like, there's not enough characters here. But for this, there is. So I said print item 1 because remember, item 1 is the second character. And then up to item 5, remember 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would not include this final a, that's an upper limit. So it would include item 1, which is the a, item 2, item 3, and item 4, which is character 2, character 3, character 4, and character 5. If this was a shorter fruit, like let's say it was a mango, which only had 5 characters, you do the A and the G and the O, and you would just leave it at that. But you would also say 5 there because it does not include the last character. Anyways, this is how you would solve that. I'm sure everyone was able to figure it out. So we will continue on to the next iteration of string manipulation, which is combining. So in Python, you can very easily combine 2 strings and make them 1 string just by using like an addition sign. It's super simple here if you check out this example. So we have string 1 here, which I've named hello, and string 2, which I've named world. So really simply, just to put them together, I did print s1 plus. And then the reason why I did this in the middle is to create this space that you see here. Because out that, there wouldn't be the space because it doesn't automatically add the space for you. You have to add the space in. So I do S1, which is hello, plus the space. So we got the hello, the space, and then S2, which is world. So it prints out hello, space, world. Very simple. It just makes it into 1 string. Super easy. You can also do it like this. If you wanted to make the string a variable, you could write S3 equals S1 plus this space S2 to create like an S3 variable, which is hello world, and it's 1 string, and then you can just print out S3. In this case, I didn't do that. In my answer for the next one, you'll see I did do that, but you can choose either option. They both work. That's what I'm trying to get at. So a practice problem for that I want you guys to try. I want you to create 2 strings. So 2 variables, which are strings. The first one, I want you to name it first, and it should consist of your first name. The second one should be named last, and it should be your last name. Then I want you to combine the 2 into 1 string, either make it a variable or just print it out directly like I did in the example here. Combine them into 1 variable, combine them into 1 string with a space in between, just like I did here, and print it out. So unless anyone has any questions with that, I will give you a few minutes to try it out. And yeah, then we will continue on and I'll show you the answer.
Can you do 9 numbers left? it's done.
Awesome. I'll just give everyone like maybe a minute more and then I'll just go over the answer.
I'm done here.
All right, then in that case, I will just share the answer. So for me, I started off with a variable name first, made it my first name, Arin, then a variable name last, made it my last name, Johar. And to combine them with the space, I personally made a new variable and I said the variables first plus space plus last. And then that named it full name, then printed out full name. I also could have just printed out this part, like just said print this part, and I would have been fine. That would have worked as well. But instead I made it a variable and I printed the variable out instead. Again, it's the same thing. Really, I'm just printing out a written space Johar. That's all it is. It's just the concept of knowing that the plus operator is able to combine strings together is what I wanted you to take away from this. All right, well, continuing on, next up we have repetition. Repetition is like the simplest concept here. It's almost as simple, it's like even simpler than like the combination topic I just showed you. So with repetition, you can repeat strings in Python just by using the multiplication operator. So for example, we had string s, which as I established earlier was hello. If we do print s times 3, the s times 3 in the brackets here, it'll print hello 3 times in a row, back to back to back. Now, sometimes you might need this for some competitive programming applications or other reasons. I understand maybe this doesn't seem like very like needed right now, but just knowing all of these concepts will help you in your programming career down the road. So yeah, very simple. All you're doing is just times 3. And that's it. It prints 3 times. If I wanted it to print 4 times, I could do times 4, 5 times 5, etc., etc. That's just how it works. So with that, we're going to show you the practice problem. I want you to create a string that's the name of your favorite animal. So let's say mine's like tiger or like elephant. Like I would just say animal equals elephant or animal equals tiger or whatever you want it to be, right? That's what I need you to do. And then I want you to print it out 6 times as one string, just like I did over here. So I'll let you all try that. I'll give you a few minutes. If you guys are done ahead of time, just feel free to unmute and let me know, and we can continue on a bit faster.
Can I do 12 numbers like? Hi.
Yes, hello?
Uh, can you go and yeah, yeah. Here is a as print and as. What's mean of as?
S. Okay. So, my bad, I didn't explain this before, but basically, for this example here, S is just hello. So, in my, sorry. So, in my example here, since S is like the variable for the string hello, we're printing S 3 times, which is basically the same as printing hello 3 times. So, it prints hello, hello, hello. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
It's done.
Awesome. I'll just wait a few more minutes. If everyone's done, just let me know. But yeah, I'll just give you guys a couple more minutes and then I will continue on.
It's done.
Awesome. So with that, we will continue on then. Um, you guys both got it, but I'll just give the answer anyways. Animal, for me, I said my favorite animal was a tiger. And in order to print it 6 times, you literally just say print animal times 6. That's all it is. Super simple. Yeah. Anyways, I assume there's no questions with that, so we will continue on. Sorry. So this is how you find the length of any string. This is actually a very important concept, especially if you want to continue into more data analysis or competitive programming in the future. Finding lengths of certain strings and being able to compare those things is a very important concept that you need to know. So I would learn this operator. So this is the length, sorry, the length function. Essentially, this allows you to find the length of any string, so how many items or characters are in the string. So for example, with hello, if we look back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 5 characters in hello. So for this problem, all it is they just count that. There's 5 characters in hello, output's 5. It can work with any word. It'll just say that like it's 5. Similarly, this would work with lists as well. Use a length operator for lists. I don't know if I went over this during our list lesson, but you can use this operator for that as well to find out how many items in our list. So it's really just saying like how many items are in this, because in reality, like I mentioned at the beginning of this lesson, and now it might make more sense that we're like a bit deeper into the lesson. A string is really just a list of characters. That's all it is, and that's how coding treats it as. So if you start thinking about it like that, it'll help you a lot more to understand how like these programs are able to like consider strings the way they do, how they print length string here, and how so many of the functions are the same with strings and with lists, and how you use the same notation to find items, saying that like it starts at 0 and stuff, like all of that stuff. So just being able to know all of that, um, and being able to like just conceptualize that a string is a list of characters will really help you understand this. So I would try and engrave that into your brain. But anyways, yeah, hello. There's 5 characters or 5 items in the list or in the word hello. So it outputs 5. I'm pretty sure that's simple enough. No questions there. I'll allow you to do a practice problem on this now. So I want you to write a string, which is the city you live in. So just name it city equals, like for me, it would be Calgary, right? So that's all it is. And then print out the length of the string using a len operator that I did here. So print len and then city, and then it'll tell you the length of like that word. If there's no questions there, I will leave this up to you, and I'll give you a few minutes to try it out. Whenever you guys are finished, feel free to let me know, and I can continue on a little early.
Can you do 15 numbers line?
All right, did everyone have a chance to try that out, or do we want more time?
It's done.
Okay, cool. Then in that case, I will show the answer and we'll move on to the final item of this lesson that I wanted to go over. So for me, like I said, I named a variable city and the value of that city was Calgary, the string. So to print the length of that string, it's really just print bracket len bracket city. That's all it is. And that would have printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all that is. It just prints the length of your string. It's len city. That's it. Pretty simple. I'm sure everybody got that. And now it's on to the last item. So this is the last type of like specific string manipulation that I want to show you guys. There are a bunch of other different ways to do string manipulation. There's other ways to do the basic things that I showed you today. I just kind of went over the basics of this. This gets much deeper and much more complicated. If you would like, I'd highly recommend doing your own research and your own practice on this. But I think we're just going to wrap up here with changing casing. Sorry. So in Python, one can change a string to all uppercase or all lowercase by using the upper or lower functions. So here, as you know, our string s is hello. Print s dot upper with the brackets there, of course. You just leave those brackets empty. Print s dot upper will print hello in all caps, and print s dot lower will print hello all lowercase. That's all it is, really. If you do dot upper, the entire word will be uppercase. If you dot lower, the entire word would be lowercase. Pretty simple. You can also like say that like s equals s dot upper, and that'll completely change the variable to make the whole variable uppercase. So like, yeah, for example, you just say s, which is originally hello, equals. So you're saying that now you're setting the value of that to s dot upper. So that essentially means that s is now going to be fully uppercased. And then you could do the same thing with lower if it was already uppercased. If the string had a mix of uppercase and lower cases, using either of these will establish it to either be all uppercase and all lowercase. The point is, there's a lot of different like ways you can use these functions. So with that, I'm going to give you a practice problem, the last practice problem of the lesson. I know this was very practice problem focused today, so I'm very impressed that you guys were able to keep up. I'm very happy about that. But this is the last one, so let's just power through. I want you to make a string, LOL, all lowercase. Then I want you to convert it to all uppercase and print it. Then I want you to write it as all lowercase again and print that. So it's going to be a few steps of this problem. So I'll give you about 6 minutes, 7 minutes to do it. If you guys finish up early, let me know. If you want me to move to different slides, let me know. But yeah, good luck.
Can you do 18 numbers slice?
I'm done.
I'm also done.
Awesome. Then in that case, I will show the answer. So yeah, first of all, you start off with text, the text variable I wrote here equals LOL, all lowercase. So to convert it to uppercase in print, you just write print text.upper, and that'll print out LOL in all uppercase. And then convert it to lower in print, you just write print text.lower, and it makes it all lowercase again, just like the original, and prints that out. Very simple. But yes, that is all the different types of string manipulation that I wanted to cover today. Are there any questions before we wrap up? If not, everyone is free to go.
Bye. See you next week.
See you guys. Also, next week is going to be the last lesson for this session. We'll start a new session probably in January or February. But yeah, next week is going to be our last class.
Okay. Bye.
Awesome. See you guys.